Okay. Maybe if we want to get started with introducing our team members, we can do that. Teresa, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you. Hi, everyone, and good afternoon from Barcelona. I'm based in Barcelona, Spain. My name is Teresa, and I'm the Business Development Manager for Italy and Spain. I joined this marvelous team about 5 years ago, and I hope you enjoyed the webinar today. And Kat, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Teresa. Hi, everyone. I'm Kat. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm also a business development manager overseeing part of the US, Portugal, the Middle East and North Africa, and Japan. And I've been with the team for about 5 years now, I think. Great to meet you all.
Paulo, if you want to say hi.
Sure. Yeah. So hi, everyone. I'm also a business development manager. I've been with Tablet and the Michelin Guide for 13 years now. I'm based in Miami, and I oversee our partnerships in Latin America, Greece, and Florida in the US. And, Nikki?
And I was going to say Lexi, if you want
Lexi.
to.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I've been with Tablet and Michelin Guide for 7 years. I am also a business development manager, and I oversee the UK, Ireland, the Balkans, Eastern Europe, and New England, as well as a couple other places in the States like Tennessee and Ohio.
Great. And Lucas, if you want to say a quick hi too.
Hi, I'm Lucas. I'm based in Austin, Texas, and I'm the coordinator. I help our team with content and hotel description updates. And yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you so much. And my name is Nikki. I'm based in Portland, Oregon, on the west coast of the US. I've been with Tablet and Michelin Guide for a very long time, 16 years now. And I am a business development manager, and I manage mostly our markets on the West Coast and also other parts of the US and Germany. So welcome, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We have quite a lot of people here today, so we're super excited to get started. And Teresa, if you want to share your screen. Sure. We will leave some time at the end for questions. But if you have questions while we're going through the presentation, feel free to raise your hand and we'll try to take a minute to stop and chat. I also just want to say there's a lot of info that we cover in this webinar, and we will send you a PDF with a lot of the kind of need to know info afterwards. So don't worry about like writing anything down or taking notes or anything like that. And we are recording this call as well, so you can always view the replay as well.
Hey, Nikki, can you confirm that you see the presentation and no other windows is open and everything is good?
It all looks good. Yeah.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
So, yeah, let's do this. Again, thank you, everyone. For those that have joined a little bit late, my name is Teresa. I'm Italian. I'm the business development manager for Italy and Spain, and I'm based here in beautiful sunny Barcelona, as you can see from my window. So we often have hotels asking us what's the best way to succeed on Tablet and on the Michelin Guide. So they also ask, how can we get more bookings from Tablet clients? And how can we make sure that our hotel stands out and is present in the best possible way? So we put together this presentation to make sure that our new partnership is starting off on the best possible foundation to optimize your hotel listing on Tablet and on the Michelin Guide. And we also want to make sure that you know all the tools and all the programs that are made available for you to bring you more bookings and great guests. Who are we? I'm pretty sure you at this point you're familiar with the Tablet family, but we also wanted to remind you about who we are and what we really strive to bring to our clients. We know that during in these days there are so many options for travel planning out there that sometimes frankly can be overwhelming. We are here to help our client cut through the noise and truly find the best of the best hotels in the world. We are here to help to find incredible places for them that they may not have otherwise found on their own. And ultimately, we want them to focus on the best part of traveling and have truly incredible booking and stay experience. Our selection is unique. Therefore, our selection process takes into consideration several factors. And on the next slide, I'm going to give you a little bit of more information about our selection criteria. As you know, because you all have been there, we handpick every hotel that is part of the hotel selection on the Tablet and the Michelin Guide. And it's our selection team made of anonymous inspectors that is appointed to select each of the property we partner with. What are the criteria that the selection committee looks at while evaluating properties? So they are looking mainly at hotels that show excellence in interiors design and architecture. They're looking at hotels that are individually, highly individual, meaning they reflect personality and authenticity. Hotels that are consistently providing quality in service, comfort, and maintenance. And finally, hotels that are basically a destination unto themselves. Hotels that really contribute to the local experience, basically that they are engaged with the local community. A couple of notes there about extraordinary experience and also special consideration is given to hotels that are providing quality food experience. For example, hotels that have a Michelin star restaurant in-house or a star potential restaurant. And also special consideration is given to those hotels that demonstrate stronger commitment to sustainability and local communities. On the next slide here, we want to share with you a snapshot of a few numbers for both the Tablet and the Michelin Guide. Tablet has been around for over 20 years now. We feature amazing property all around the world. You may be aware that in 2018, we were acquired by the Michelin Guide, Michelin Group, the Michelin Group with this very strong presence in more than 35 markets. And we are now the official hotel selection for the Michelin Guide. So what does that mean? Basically, when you go to the Michelin Guide, both website and app, hotels are now next to the restaurant selection. We really feel that what we have been doing for hotels is very similar to what they have been doing for restaurants for more than 100 years. And now hotels and restaurants are literally side by side in the same collection.
Teresa,
Of course,
so sorry to interrupt. It looks like we do have a question from James. James, if you want to.
Hello, my name is James from Raffles Global Team. I lead e-commerce at Raffles for those I'm meeting the first time. I just want to ask two questions in reference to the qualifying criteria, because I think this is one of the questions that you hear a lot of industry leaders poking around how Tablet select hotels. So you mentioned about having the anonymous inspectors coming to the hotels and qualifying hotels based on the assessment. So two things I've picked up there is the quality of service. How do you measure the consistency of quality of service as a qualifying criteria? And the second question is the contribution to the local experience as well. How do you measure their contribution in itself? And I'm asking that just to make sure that we demystify any sentiment in the industry around the transparency around hotel selections.
Yeah, so the question is about the curation model and the selection model and how we measure the quality of service and the contribution to the local experience, correct?
Right.
So I would say, so I know that the intent of the question is to kind of demystify, because it is an anonymous process and because it is somewhat mystified. It's not necessarily a completely quantified selection process. So those points that Teresa laid out with the 4 sort of main parts of the model are the pillars, but it's not an exact science, basically. So our inspectors are looking for kind of the overall feel of the hotel, the service, all of those points, but there's not like a numbered system or saying like it's not like a star system where you have to like have a checklist of specific facilities or services at the hotel. It's really about what we think will be a best fit for our brand and what we think our clients will find extraordinary, essentially. So I'm sorry, it's not exactly an answer to your question, but hopefully,
Thank you.
you can see it's a little bit different of a model than maybe other selections or other ratings services that you might have been familiar with in the past. Teresa, I don't know if you want to add anything there.
Yeah, just as you said, there is no checklist, or it's not based on points or anything. It's merely the feeling that our inspectors have when stay and live the experience at your property. It's very similar to the experience and the whole selection process they have with the restaurants. And also, if I can add, our business development team is separate from the selections team. We are 2 different teams, and we are not involved in the selection process or selection criteria. So that is also important to note. Did we reply to your questions, James?
I think, I think it's still hanging on a balance because the next question I would have asked in that case is how do you democratize the way you do the selection? Because it's not clear to me at all. If, in most cases, someone would say there could be awarding criteria based on the point gained on F&B, on sustainability, on the look and feel, on the design architecture, on the quality of service, and you have 10 points, 10 points. I'm just giving an example. So without those elements put in place, my personal feeling is the lack of democracy in how the hotels are being selected. So probably that is something we can have a one-to-one in another session. But I'm just voicing over some of the very direct concerns that come from the industry. And obviously knowing Raffles is a very peculiar brand, very iconic. We don't have any issue on all those points, but I'll be raising similar questions probably when you talk to other brands like Fairmont and any other brand within Accor that could undergo a similar selection. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, and definitely that's something that we can discuss further. All right, moving along.
Sure. Yeah, sure, Victoria. I think it's the best to leave questions at the end of the presentation, sure. So we'll keep it to our 45 minutes. And James, thank you so much, really, for your insight and for your questions. I'm sure you have your business development manager contact details. You can reach out to my colleagues and have a one-to-one, maybe just to extend, the information about, your inquiries and your concerns. Shall I move on? Nikki, thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So I was talking about back to the Michelin guide hotel selection. We feel that what they've been doing for the last 100 years is very similar to what we do. Now our hotel selection is side by side with the restaurant selection. And of course, we know that our two brands are very similar in terms of a clientele, similar mission in selecting the best hotel in hospitality. And in that slide, you see on your screen just a few numbers for you to know, like, you have the social media data, metrics, the website visit, and obviously Michelin has this global brand awareness, that high prestige. In fact, calling a Michelin restaurant a Michelin star restaurant signify that is a really great restaurant. And so we are really elevating that same prestige to hotels. And the last bullet on the tablet side really highlights what we are trying to be. We are not trying to be your big or a typical OTA. We, in fact, don't necessarily work with the biggest brand or biggest hotels. The people we reach are quality guests looking for amazing hotels. They are looking for incredible experience anywhere. And it can be a 5-room hotels or 1,000-room hotels, and can be located in any corner of the globe. Also important to note that we choose hotels, not destinations, and we are really obsessed with finding them. Some more additional data on this slide. We thought it would be interesting to share this metric for 2023 from the Michelin Guide platform. It shows that the brand boosted 51 million users this year, with 820,000 users that have created hotel lists they love. And additionally, to note that we recorded 3.3 million views of hotel pages. Now, moving to the next slide, I'd love to get back to our amazing hotel selection. And the question here is, where does our selection live? Meaning, what are the distribution channels where your property is featured with Tablet? So as you can see on this slide, there are many avenues where your clients can search and book your property. You have the Tablet desktop site and the Tablet Hotels app, both for Android and iPhone. And then you have the Michelin Guide website and the Michelin Guide app for Android and iPhone. On this note, I'd like to add that if you haven't done that already, please download the Michelin Guide app to see your listing on the app. We invite you to check out the amazing features available when searching for hotels and restaurants in the app. Nikki, it's for you now.
All right, so moving on a little bit, Teresa mentioned briefly that we don't really think of ourselves as a typical OTA. So as we've talked a little bit about who we are, we also want to speak about what makes us different from other OTAs. So of course, first and foremost, we are a curation, but we also have the unique element with the Michelin Guide of the restaurant selection. So with these two verticals, or with these two selections, when users search for restaurants, we are able to expose them to hotels, and vice versa. When users search for hotels, they are exposed to restaurants. So we know that restaurants are searched with a super high frequency, as you saw in that previous slides, we have a lot of users to the Michelin Guide website, and that's really an opportunity to expose them to the hotel selection and to capture new customers for you, new hotel guests. And while hotels are searched at a lower frequency, it's still very valuable because it generates higher revenue and really creates loyal customers who will keep coming back and kind of feed into these two selections user base. So we know that no other OTA has this element of a curated restaurant selection bringing in these new users. And of course, we have the Michelin and Tablet trusted brand names behind it for having been around for so long. Yeah, and you can go to the next slide. So one way we're sort of integrating these two selections is a feature that we have on the Michelin Guide app, which is the In Michelin Hotels feature. So when users search for restaurants, they can use a filter to find the ones that are located in the Michelin recommended hotels. So that's kind of, just one way that we're kind of integrating these two selections and trying to bring these two user bases together. We also have an editorial aspect for both Michelin and Tablet, where we bring together our lifestyle component. You can go to the next slide. And this really highlights the best of hospitality for both hotels and restaurants. It's kind of just another way that we are capturing users who are interested in both gastronomy and hotels and hospitality as a whole, and really keep them engaged as loyal clients. So on the next slide, speaking of our client, probably the biggest question that I get when I'm meeting with hotels is who is our client? Who is coming to our site and making these bookings? So we would love to tell you a little bit more about them. Again, we like to say that we're not a typical OTA, and our clients are definitely not your typical hotel guest. So our users are affluent and well-traveled. They generally book higher ADRs. They're very engaged. They want more than just a bed to sleep in. They really want to be wowed. They care about where they stay, and they really want the very best. So as you can see, the largest number of users is based in the US. That's about 55%, and 30% comes from Europe. The top cities account for about a quarter of all of our traffic. So that's coming from New York, Los Angeles, London, San Francisco, and Paris. As I said, high net worth individuals between about 25 and 44. They are truly creative, curious, and engaged with our brands. And then if you want to go to the next slide, this is information that was from a qualitative study of Tablet and Michelin Guide customers. So as you can see, there's many similarities with the quantitative data from the previous slide, but we know that our customers are very meticulous about planning their trips. They are willing to spend more money for highly rated hotels. And in fact, although we know we capture a small volume of room nights booked in the larger OTA world, we do it at 2 to 3 times the ADR. So we know our users are spending, booking higher room categories and just spending more money in general. They are experience seekers. They are aware of the food scene and the restaurant scene where they're going, and they will eat at Michelin recommended and starred restaurants. They think that sustainability is important, and they want to incorporate that in their travel. I think we always say that our clients are special, and I think this slide really illustrates that. They really do care about where they stay, and they want an amazing experience. And when they have that experience, they will let everyone know. They just understand what it means to appreciate and to be at an incredible hotel. So just to wrap this section up, we just want to talk a little bit about what's important to our clients and kind of what we do that keeps them coming back to booking with us. So of course, our curation model, which we've talked about already a lot, they trust us as a brand and they trust our model, and they know that when they're coming to our sites, they can find the hotel that they're looking for. Our service, we have an incredible, diverse, and well-traveled team of travel specialists, our customer service team. They support our clients before, during, and after their bookings. They are, as I said, they're travelers themselves. They love finding hotels for our users. They love developing relationships with our hotels and with their guests. And they vary from helping clients find hotels and restaurants during their trip to troubleshooting any challenges they may have during their stay and following up after the stay as well. We also have dedicated travel specialists for group reservations as well. So if you're interested in kind of developing group business, you can reach out to us with any information that you might have about groups at your hotel. User experience. So we are here to kind of streamline a perfect experience, a perfect digital booking experience. We know that a hotel likes to be organized and pleasant, and a hotel wants to provide an amazing experience. So we also want to provide that amazing booking experience. So we don't want our site to be bombarded with any clutter or ads. We just want it to be simple and beautiful and inspiring, just like your hotels. And of course, easy to function, easy to navigate, easy to book. And then finally, Plus is our travel club. It's our VIP loyalty program for paying members. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but it's our signature marketing program that is available to hotels who provide, who basically are a sort of a level above. And as I said, we'll talk about it more in depth. You've probably also heard about it a little in your onboarding process. So now that we've covered who we are and who our clients are, we want to talk about you and how you can work with us. So Teresa is going to begin the next section on how you can optimize your listing on Tablet and the Michelin Guide and convert as many bookings as possible.
Thank you, Nikki. Yes, so how can you make the best of your partnership with Tablet and the Michelin Guide? Let's talk a little bit about conversion rate. On this slide, we have listed the main elements to influence our client conversion. First, on the top of the list, competitive pricing, followed by compelling programs and incredible hotel experiences. When we talk about competitive pricing, yes, we're talking about parity with other channels. Being parity is essential no matter what our client budget is. It's in fact safe to say that no one wants to pay a premium, especially booking a hotel or especially being a smart traveler. We offer many avenues for you to keep your hotel in parity across all the distribution channels. For example, gated members-only rates, last-minute deals, or seasonal promotions with the marketing visibility. Moving to compelling programs, it's our job to make our guests feel special, heard, and have their needs addressed. We worked on these goals by offering special benefits and privileges to them, as much as providing information they are seeking for. Information, for example, like the sustainable hotel practices available at your hotel, which is really important in the context of luxury travel. And finally, incredible hotel experience. Our curation process is a big part of the reason they book with us, but not just that. They also need to rely on guest reviews. They need to be sure that previous guests stayed at your property have enjoyed and they are satisfied with their stay. So we want to make sure that they will want to book your property again, and they will tell about the amazing experience to their friends and family. Let's learn a little bit more about the options you have to stay in parity with across all your distribution channel with us. Let's start with the public sales. These are offers available to every visitor on our site, and because of that, they reach your biggest audience. The public sales are also rates that are more likely to be featured on newsletters and marketing campaigns. So keep that in mind. And generally they are flash or limited time sales. It really depends on your needs and your priorities. Then we have insider rates. Insider rates are a little bit different from the public sale. Just because they are insider, meaning they are opaque and they are completely private. Usually, this is the most popular options within our hotelier to offer deeper discount, or if you prefer to have a long-standing special rate, just because they are not visible on meta searches. Then we have Plus members offers. These are very similar to Insider, but the difference is that they are only available to Plus members, our pay members. This is an opportunity to target our best client with incredible promotions. In many cases, Plus member rates have a 5 up to 10 additional markdown of an Insider rate. And in addition to those free promotions type, we have a couple of more options for you. We have mobile-only rates, as the name says, are only available on mobile devices and on the tablet and the Michelin Guide app. Finally, the Lucky Room. The Lucky Room is a separate platform where you have access to. You can access the Lucky Room platform with your extranet credential. These promotions are made for those clients that are really looking for the best deal, no matter which room type. Lucky Room reservations normally have a short lead time compared to the average. They are the lead time on Lucky Room bookings is about 15 days or less. They are also always not refundable and are run of the house. So basically, you can allocate guests to your last available room. They are not really booking a room category. They're just after the best deal available. Now let's dig into these factors, and let's start with parity. As we said before, one of the best ways to stay in parity is to get more booking is to set up offers, the ones that we just seen in the previous slide. This offer comes with free marketing opportunity for boost visibility, like the newsletter from the Michelin Guide that you can see on this slide. Newsletters are sent to our list of more 1 million subscribers and live in our magazines. Also, those promotions receive social media exposure on both Tablet Hotels and the Guide. So this is really important for new hotels in our collection, since many of our clients will see your hotel for the first time. And now let's talk a little bit about programs. Another great suggestion to increase your conversion rate is joining our Plus VIP program. Plus is our VIP travel club. It's made by clients that buy an annual membership with us. These are really the best and the most loyal clients we have. We know that during the onboarding contracting process, you've been invited to be part of the Plus selection. And whether or not you joined, this is a good time to learn a little bit more about the program, because it's really the best way to increase production and get the highest ADR bookings in our channel. Participating in the program means offering VIP level perks to our clients. These perks can be tailored based on what your property can offer. And the idea is to have a guest feeling special by booking your hotel through Tablet and the Michelin Guide. And also joining Plus, by joining Plus, your hotel will receive several marketing tools and opportunities. For example, you will get priority ranking in the destination search page and a Plus icon to differentiate your property from non-Plus properties. And you will also get at least one feature on in our Instagram page, in our magazine and newsletter, and as well as VIP account support. But most importantly, by joining Plus, you will be getting quality bookings, quality guests. You will be really visible to our ideal guests, the ones that are loyal and they are willing to spend more on room categories and on shopping, food and beverage, wellness during the stay. Currently, we have 20,000, 20K plus members. And these members book hotel stays with a Tablet and Michelin Guide at least 3 times a year with an ADR of $450 US. These Plus members are high income earners and frequent travelers. In fact, they travel 8 times more than the average US adult. So these are travelers living in metropolitan areas. 55% of them are based in the US, 30% of them are based in Europe. They come from different professional, they are business owners, government official, entrepreneur, executive in finance, entertainment, and of course they are Michelin Guide chefs and restaurateurs. Many of our Plus members are also American Express card holders from a bank outside the US, since we have a direct partnership with Amex for this target audience. So this is really the audience you would keep on your side, and not to mention get marketing through recommendations. We today we don't only want your hotel to be part of Plus, but we also want you, hotelier, to try Tablet as a guest. So today we'll be offering you a complimentary 1-year Plus membership. We really hope that you can see the benefit from a customer perspective. Moving to the next slide, I still want to talk a little bit about our programs. Next is the sustainability assessment. What is it? So this is a way for you to display information about sustainable practices at your property and showcase what is being done by your hotel to create a positive impact on the planet. So a recent research with the travelers shows that 80% believe sustainable travel is important, and 78% intend to stay in a sustainable property at least 1 time this year. And for those that have not stayed in a sustainable accommodation this year, 31% didn't even know they existed, and 29% didn't know how to find them, or they even believed that there were any in their preferred destination. So how you as hotelier can address these needs in our channel, these client needs in our channel? How do you participate? It's very easy and very simple. Through the extranet, you have access to the self-assessment on sustainability. You can access the extranet and fill out the form. There is no right or wrong answer in this questionnaire. Any measure counts, even if your hotel is at the very stage of the journey in terms of sustainability, you still get the icon when completing the questionnaire. We really want to be sure that you are able to paint the picture of your hotel stage in sustainability, in your sustainability journey, and that you provide all those informations that matter to you, to our clients. Please note you can always come back to the extranet and update the sustainability assessment anytime you need to. This is a very important step in the partnership. We want to make sure that all new hotels have the sustainability form completed, so our clients receive the right information that they are looking for. If you are not sure how to access the extranet or how to access the form, please reach out to your business development manager. We are happy to help. As I said, once you complete the sustainability assessment, you receive a sustainability icon, which will be visible on your hotel listing. And when clients are looking at your profile on Tablet and the Michelin Guide, they will be able to click on the icon to see which sustainable operations are in place at your hotel. So this is very important because it differentiates your property from those ones that are yet to provide this information, and you are addressing a market needs. And now it's back to you, Nikki.
Thank you. So the final pillar, so to speak, of optimizing your conversion and really converting our users into booking your hotel is that hotel experience. So as I said before, we are really aiming to make this the most seamless booking experience possible as a beginning to their entire stay experience. So we just know that the experience overall includes the booking experience from finding your hotel to booking and beyond. So we want to make sure that we have updated content, photos. Oh, if you want to go back to the previous slide, Teresa, thank you. Photos, amenities, and policy, so that we have everything. We know that everything is accurate and on par with what our clients will receive and experience when they're guests at your hotel. So we absolutely encourage you to be aware of your hotel listing. You can go to the Tablet website or the Michelin Guide website. It's the same information on both websites, but we encourage you to take a look at that listing on either site and make sure that everything is updated, everything is correct, everything that our users see is what they will get at the hotel. If you have content updates, you can reach out to coordinators. You met Lucas at the beginning. He is one of our coordinators, and he can help you with updating any content, and photos can be updated as well. We also encourage you to stay in touch with us. We know that the most successful hotels that we work with are the ones that are engaged and that are reaching out to us on a regular basis, that we're keeping an open conversation with. Hotels that let us know when there are updates or things happening at their property, or are receptive when we send them updates or news and different things happening with our business. So definitely stay in touch with us. If you have new contacts at the property, please let us know. It's trying to keep everything seamless and trying to keep everything streamlined really does matter when it comes to that booking experience. And then on the next slide, what happens after our clients make a booking and hopefully have an amazing stay? After their stay is completed, we send emails to the client requesting their feedback. Once your hotel has 3 or more reviews that have been published, your hotel will get a feedback score, and this is out of 20. So this is really an important part of the booking experience, as we know our clients really trust their peer reviews. All of them are for verified stays. And this is coming from the client base, the user base that is, as I said before, very engaged, very opinionated. They have very high standards. So these reviews really help to kind of round out that experience, that hotel experience, so people know what they're going to get when they're booking. And I think that also speaks to what James brought up earlier as far as the democratization of the process. If a hotel falls below a certain number on that feedback score, we will remove the property. So if we initially bring a hotel into the selection, but it doesn't sort of stand the test of time with that consistency of service, then the feedback score will reflect that, and it will show that in the process, in this kind of living selection that we have. One tip here is that our users tend to reach out to our customer service team prior to publishing negative reviews. So as I said, stay in touch with us, be on the lookout for hearing from our customer service team in case you need to troubleshoot any misunderstandings that might negatively impact your review. And as I said before, of course, make sure to keep an eye on your hotel's listing. You can always read your reviews that have been made public on the hotel's page. So we encourage you to make sure that you're aware of what the reviews are saying. And then on the next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about the Michelin Key. So we have, as we've talked about already, a team of inspectors to select hotels, but then we also have a team that are scouring our selection to find properties worthy of a distinction in the form of this new award, which is the Michelin Key. So hotels will be distinguished by 1, 2, or 3 keys, and this will really add another level of recognition to those properties that have sort of been deemed exceptional. Again, these inspectors are completely anonymous and completely separate from our team and the whole business side. It's very similar to how the STAR system works for restaurants. And we have no say in how the keys are distributed or awarded. But we have just started rolling out the very first keys. So France have been announced a couple weeks ago. US hotels are being announced today, right? Like I think it's happening right now. And the reception has been pretty incredible so far. So we're very excited to see how this goes. This will be a yearly award. So as I said, we're excited to see how it develops and how our partners will strive to achieve this. And then in this next slide, you can see how the keys will be displayed on the Michelin Guide site and app. So you can see the little key icon, and then also users will be able to filter in searches by distinction. So they'll be able to view properties with 1, 2, or 3 keys, similar to how they can do that with restaurants. Okay, so looking ahead, we've talked a little bit about, in broader terms, what you can do to work with Tablet in the Michelin Guide, but we also want to highlight some of the exciting things happening in the next few months, some of which you can collaborate on with us. Of course, we have the key announcements. As I mentioned, France happened a couple weeks ago. US is happening right now. Spain will be April 29th, so next week, and then Italy in May. So that's very exciting. Be on the lookout for these key announcements. We have recently launched an integration with Fora. Some of you might be familiar with Fora. It's a collection of individual agents, travel agents all over the world. And we work with different travel agents all over the world who utilize our sites to book for their clients. And Fora is one of the largest agencies that we partner with. We've just launched an integration with their booking portal. So we are their first direct integration on their portal other than the GDS, which is the global distribution system. So this is super exciting because it gives Fora agents access to live rates and inventory and member rates, which really opens up a huge potential new client base for all of us, for us, and for all of you as well. So Fora agents really love working with Tablet and the Michelin Guide because it's a curation. They already can kind of narrow down the options for their clients. And as I said, now with this new portal, they will have access to member rates. So it's super exciting for everyone. We talked earlier about sale rates, and we'll be running our next sale campaign the week of May 6th, beginning the week of May 6th. As Teresa said before, the aim of these campaigns is to really maximize your bookings. And so if you're participating in this sale campaign, you have the opportunity to be featured in a newsletter, on our homepage slideshow. This is both promoted by both Tablet and the Michelin Guide. So if you're interested in joining, or if you want to learn more, you can reach out to your business development manager to chat more about what would be required, or what we would want you to offer. And then Travel Week, which we'll talk about in the next slide, is coming fall 2024. If you want to go to the next slide, Teresa, thank you. So since 2022, we have held an annual Travel Week event. This is a virtual summit that brings together our larger hotel community to learn more about our business, learn more about larger trends and data, both with our business and on a larger industry level scale. It's really our goal to inform you and engage you in all things hotels, Tablet, and Michelin. And this past year, we had sessions. We had our sort of keynote travel trends and insights for 2024, looking forward to this year and what we think are going to be flashpoints for the coming year. We had a little demo from our Michelin Guide product team to give you a little idea of the things they're working on our sites and our apps. We had a really amazing hotelier roundtable discussion with our team plus hoteliers, and we had a travel agent from our network of agents, and we talked a little bit about trends in the industry, predictions, kind of what's happening from all aspects of the industry. So it's super fun. As I said before, our 2024 event will be happening this fall, so look out for an invitation soon. And in the meantime, if you have any suggestions or anything that you would want us to cover in an event like this, please let us know. All right, so I know that was a lot of information. We're coming in under an hour, but we kind of put together this little checklist to kind of sum everything up that we chatted about how you can work with us to increase your conversion and to bring in more guests and more bookings. So this is really to help you make the most of your partnership with Michelin Guide and with Tablet. So joining our Plus program, making your Plus benefits that you offer more attractive, staying in parity, of course, is very important. Completing this sustainability assessment, viewing your hotel's page, et cetera, et cetera. These are all super important. If you're wondering how you can get more bookings or how you can stand out a little bit more with your hotel listing, you want to first and foremost go through this checklist. If you are doing all of these things, then you are on the right path, and you're really doing all the things that you can to optimize your hotel's listing. And that is all that we have. I know it was a lot, but if we have any other questions, we're happy to take some right now. You can either raise your hand or leave one in the chat. Okay, Jennifer.
Can you talk a little bit more about the insider rates? You had a screenshot of a public, insider, and plus rates, and I completely did not understand how they work, how they're different.
Yeah.
I really need a little bit more walkthrough on this. Is this theoretically the same room that we're talking about?
Yep. So these would be set up as linked rates to your bar most of the time, and they would be available for any rooms that you would want to make them available. Public rates essentially are just as they sound, so they're available to anyone who's coming to the site to see. Insider rates are only viewable for our users when they are logged into their account, so it's gated in that way. If you were just coming to the site and you didn't have an account, you wouldn't see that rate, that you would have to be logged in.
Okay.
And then plus member rates are the same. They're only available to users who are logged into their accounts and only available to plus members. So they would have had to pay for that membership to see that rate, essentially.
So this is the same room. So why would someone be a plus member if they're going to have to pay $50, $60 more?
Well, they wouldn't necessarily be paying more. This is, oh, sorry, I see what you're saying because of the actual rates that are on the screen. These are just examples of how they look. I'm sorry, I can see how that's confusing now. These are just examples from different rooms and different hotels, I believe, even just to give you an idea of how they're displayed on the site. Should probably change that on that slide.
Okay, so not necessarily the same room then.
Well,
in-
these are just examples. Yes, the idea is that the plus member rate would be a more discounted rate than the public rate or an insider rate. Yes.
Okay. So I have another question, if I can. I know that rate parity is obviously very important, and the rate parity that I have understand that I'm supposed to be providing is with my direct rates. So what someone could get on going to my website directly is the same rate that you have requested that I be in parity with. But once I offer these benefits and I pay the commission, I'm the only one that's not in rate parity.
Sure.
So I'm trying to rationalize the rate parity conversation, because again, I'm the only one that's really out of rate parity, because all my other travel partners, we have, they're all at a certain rate, basically, like 15%, whatever the commission is. But we've just said, okay, all of our OTA rates or travel partners, give or take, they're all asking me to participate with a 15% commission. So it's like, fine. So all across the board, all of my OTAs have the same rates. And in this particular case with Tablet, the rate parity needs to be with my website and not the OTA partners. And so again, my issue is that when I am in the Plus program, because I am obviously looking for some greater business, but by the time I'm in the Plus program and I've had all these other incentives to get the client and I pay the commission, I'm kind of taking a bath on my rates.
Yeah. I think that's a conversation that, definitely you can have with your business development manager and kind of best discuss like what strategy you want to take as far as your margin or what rates you might want to offer. The idea behind parity, as we talk about it, is how rates are displayed to our users and to our customers, right? So when we say parity, we're talking about kind of wanting to make sure that at the very least we are in line with what our users are finding on other websites, because we know our users are savvy, they are shopping around, they don't want to pay, no one wants to pay more than they have to, right? And so that is kind of a fundamental, if you are offering higher rates that on our site than on other sites, no matter what it is, then we're very honest and transparent about this, then you're probably not going to take many bookings with us because people are going elsewhere. So that's kind of what we talk about when we talk about parity. As far as your individual hotel's margins and what's best for you, that's definitely a discussion that can be with your business development manager.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, though, your targeted audience really is much more. They're not looking for a value. That's not their driver. They're looking for the experience and a hand-picked curated hotel. So, you know, I'm just, it's, you know, with my current partnership with Tablet, I mean, they're getting the deal of the century, you know, curated at a rock bottom price, which is sort of not where I was looking to be with the Plus program. And I
Yeah.
realize, again, going back to the screen, we're not talking about the same, you know, the same room necessarily, but I'm just wanting to make sure that I understand the parity discussion, and that, you know, are we getting what we think we're getting here? I guess, if that makes any sense. But I'll discuss that with my business development person.
Yeah, I think I think it is important to point out that even though our clients are willing to pay more for an amazing experience, and they are spending more money than the average hotel user or booker, they still don't want to pay more than they have to. You know, like they don't, you know, for the same product, people are not going to pay more. So that is where we're coming from when we talk
Right.
about parity. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else on the team, Paulo, if you had something you were going to say, or.
No, I was just thinking, you know, about in this conversation, there's also the aspect that once a hotel joins our selection, there's a whole marketing plan and that we are able to give to the hotel. And so there's much more exposure that the hotel can get through us. And so the issue that we would encounter if we have a hotel that has a lower rate on their websites is that we may be promoting the hotel and bringing awareness of this property to you know, a whole array of clients, but then the clients won't end up booking with us because they're able to find a lower rate elsewhere. So it's a delicate conversation. So it's a conversation
Right.
that to be had with your team, but ideally we don't want to be promoting a property and not converting. And so although our clients will book higher room categories or will spend more, they're also, you know, very smart travelers and savvy, and they check rates online. And if they find lower rates, they may end up booking that. So we're basically an avenue for them to book elsewhere. And we definitely want that to happen.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Thanks for that question, though. I think it's a good conversation to have, because it does kind of speak to the delicateness of the partnership and kind of what we're all trying to do. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
and in general, I just want to add that as well. In general, you know, in our daily work and our exercise to be checking parity, most times we are looking at the competition with other OTAs. So, you know, if there's a Genius rate or an Expedia members rate that is being offered and that is not being offered to us, there's a great chance that we may not get that booking. Because we're talking about Plus, but we have to also remember that not all clients that are booking with us are Plus. Plus are, you know, the paid members, but we have about, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have about 15,000 Plus members. But, you know, in terms of clients that book with us, subscribers, we have 600,000. And so these other clients that won't be getting the Plus benefits, it's just going to be a comparison rate for rate, basically. And if there is a lower rate on other websites, they may go for that. So just to keep that in mind. Usually when we see lower rates on Booking.com and Expedia, that's when we reach out to hotels and ask them to be matched.
Right. And you're also not, you know, there's no obligation to offer Plus member rates. This is, you know, if you're looking for kind of an extra boost or wanting to participate in a sale, but maybe want to make it super gated just to the paying members, then that's the option there, but it's not definitely not something that you have to provide.
Oh, I understand. I have though. I have opted in for the Plus program.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Are there any other questions? I know we've run over just a little bit, but we really appreciate everyone coming today and appreciate your thoughtful questions as well. It's always nice to have these discussions from the start of a partnership, and we, we want to make sure that we're starting everything off, on the best footing and with everyone, super informed with these things that can come up. So thank you again. As I said, we will send a lot of this information in a PDF separately after this, and we'll have this call recorded in case anyone else on your team wants to watch a replay. And if you have any other questions that come up after we are off this call, feel free to reach out to us at hotelpartnerships@tablethotels.com or your business development manager individually. Great.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Teresa. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
rest of the day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.